Hi, guys. This is Betty, your host, and welcome back to my podcast. So I know I still owe you guys for more details on my Cancun trip, but I actually just spent the last week and a half getting tested for allergies. So I wanted to give you some update on that. So basically, I went to get this allergy test where they prick me like a million times. They mapped out my arm. They did it once in my right, and then they saw what I was allergic to. That first one, they did a test for grasses. No, trees. No, the first one was for trees. So basically, they have what it blooms in the spring. So the allergen sensitivities, and then they did my left arm, and they did a series of different ones like dandruff, mold, cats, dogs, cockroaches, mouses, and all that other stuff. So dust as well. Basically, these were all year round, and then the last one was again on my right arm, and those were for fall. Those were the grasses and the weeds. Basically, I'm allergic to life, just allergic to be alive. I didn't know until I had moved to the Southwest that I was allergic to anything, and it's mostly stuff that it's around this area. Because when I used to live back in Mexico, I don't think I ever had any type of allergies. We don't have a lot of trees, a lot of like pollen and stuff, so it was different. But now that I'm here, I just wanted to make sure if there was something that I needed to avoid and whatever. So, I did get tested and positive for a lot. I was allergic to basically like a lot of things. The first one on the trees one, it wasn't that bad. It was just one set of trees, which are the Gambel's oak, the pepper tree, and the pecan tree. So any pollen that comes out of those, that's what I'm allergic to. And they do a scale of 1 through 4. When it's a 4 plus, it means that it's a severe allergy. If it's 3 plus, it's moderate to severe. And anything lower is just mild, moderate, mild. So basically, as far as trees, the ones that I just mentioned, those were the ones that I was the most allergic to, like most severe. But also, there was some there's moderate, severe, like the juniper and the Rocky Mountains, the mulberry, mesquite, pine, ponderosa, sweet gum, sycamore, eastern, black willow, and black walnut. I know, crazy, right? So those were the trees that come up usually in the spring. Well, the pollen, usually we see them around during the spring. And then we have the fall, which is the grasses and the weeds. So for the grasses, I only got up to a 3 plus, and those were to the Johnson, orchard, and cultivated oat. So whatever, falls out of there, that's what I'm allergic to. And then for the weeds, I got the most severe ones are the goldenrod, the marsh-elder burrweed, marsh-elder ruff, the common mugwort, lamb's quarter, cocklebur, and plantain English. I don't know. So all that stuff, I don't even know what any of that is, honestly. Like, I been trying to like Google how does that look like, but it's just stuff in the air, especially, when it gets all windy and everything goes everywhere. So allergies suck. So they injected me so many times in my arm. Like I still have bruises, and I got redness, I got itchiness. I was off of my allergy meds. So basically I had to be off of anything that would prevent me from getting tested, And this was all to see if I could get immunotherapy. So basically, the immunotherapy is supposed to help me, be immune to these allergens or like these allergies. And this is going to be a treatment that's going to be for a few years, they said. They said that you have to do this for a few years to be more like allergy free. So, going back to the tests, so the all year round, my 4 pluses were the TOE hormodendron. That's basically anything, it's responsible, it's a mold that is responsible for infections of the skin, hives, yeast infections, jock itch, rashes, athlete's foot, and chronic sinus infections. So I'm basically allergic to my own skin. If I get like hives or something like that, that's that type of mold, and I'm basically allergic to that. And I, get allergic reactions. So that was one of the more severe ones. And then also there was another one that's a mold mix that has Epicocum nigrum, Givarella saueri, and Mucor plumbeus. So the Epicocum nigrum, it's basically the cosmopolitan mold found in soils and outdoor ambient air. Also like in wood, paper, textiles, food, insects, and human skin. And then we have the Givarella saueri, which is a mold that's residue from the corn and wheat or a lot of grains. And then we have the Mucor plumbeus, which is a common fungal contaminant of indoor built environments, especially in soils. It can be in different pH soils, but mostly if it's more alkaline, then it's more likely to have it. And it's also like on roots of wheat, oat, and barley. So those molds are the ones that I'm allergic to. And then we had another one. It was another mix of molds that it was 3+. And then we had the dust, the Farinea, and the Therinisinus. So basically just any dust around. It's just, I could basically just, like I said, I'm just allergic to living, just anything. And then, so we got the weeds, we got the grasses, we got the trees, and then we got the year-round. And obviously the rest. I think there was only one thing I was not allergic to. I don't know. These ones were marked, but I don't know if they were like not tested. I couldn't remember. But there's a lot of other ones that are like 2+, like grain smut, grass smut, dogs, cats, cockroaches, mouse, dandelions, rabbit bush, Russian thistle, western water hemp, pickweed, red root, firebush or kochia, sheep sorrel, dock yellow, saltbush. Saltbush was another one that was moderate severe. Also the trees, maple, red, sugar, silver, elm, American and Chinese, cottonwood, poplar, Lombardy, hackberry, and then the grasses, the Bahia, Bermuda, western wheat, perennial rye, timothy, red top, fescue meadow, and corn grass. So, like I said, I'm just basically allergic to everything. The one thing they did mark that I said I was not allergic to is ragweed. So, I don't know if I was not allergic to it, really, or if it was just, like, not tested. And I think I only got one that it was a 1, like, very mild, and that was to the tree ash, Arizona green and white, aspen, and acacia. Everything else, that I mentioned was 2+, 3+, and obviously I mentioned the ones that were like 4+. So anything that is a 4+, it's what I'm going to be getting my immunotherapy for. So I'm going to be getting 4 shots 2 times a week. So for a long time, I'm going to be going twice a week to the allergy clinic to get 4 shots. They're going to do 2 in one arm and 2 in one arm. And they're going to switch. They said they can also do it in the stomach, or I want to say, I don't know, another area they told me they can do it, because, I might get like bruises or rashes or whatever at first, and then later, I'm very bruised from all the pricks I've had. So they basically did like 8 rows, and I got like 8 injections. It was like, I don't know, I have like pictures, but I want to say it was like 8x5. So I got probably around 40 injections each time, which was crazy. And that was just for testing. I'm actually going to get another testing in June. That's going to be for metals. So that one I have to go to the dermatologist for. And they're going to test me for allergies that I have for metals, since I'm very sensitive in my ears for like earrings and stuff. And sometimes when I wear like certain jewelry, I just want to make sure if there's something I should avoid, or is there something better than other. There's some people that can wear more silver, like sterling silver instead of gold, or gold instead of that, or, I just want to make sure, because I have, skin problems. I have eczema, I have, atopic dermatitis, and then I sometimes get some psoriasis. So I just want to make sure everything, I avoid everything, because I already take a lot of preventive measurements to take care of my skin, and that's just my skin, right? So you guys know I got my surgery in my nose to fix my sinuses so I could breathe a little bit better. And allergies usually make your turbines, the little valves that are inside your nose, get bigger. So that's for that. I use 2 sprays. I use like a steroid spray, and then I use like an allergy spray, and that's something I have to use every day, twice a day, and then I also have to take an allergy pill every day, until I begin the immunotherapy. I'm probably gonna have to continue taking that. If it's something bad, like I would take a Benadryl, but that's only at night. And then what else? I have to use like detergent that is for sensitive skin. Anything that's for sensitive skin. Body wash, soap, lotion, detergent, softener, anything that is gonna be touching my skin. In this case, like my clothes, jewelry, anything has to be for sensitive skin. I've tried earrings that were hypoallergenic, for sensitive ears, but they still hurt. Not as much as other ones, but it still didn't make a huge difference. So that's why I want to get tested for metals. And yeah, it's just crazy because I've had to change so many things. For the longest time, like I cannot wear, how people smell good all the time? Well, I cannot smell good all the time because, I guess I could put just like perfume or like body sprays and stuff, but mostly like lotions that smell good. Usually, those have like perfumes and other stuff that it would affect my skin. Like it's in contact with it and it's not very hydrating, so my skin would just like dry out and I get very itchy, and as soon as I get very itchy and I scratch, my skin is just gonna look insane. So yeah, I have to wear very hydrating lotions. I have to wear very hydrating and for sensitive skin body washes, body soaps. I sometimes have to use a special shampoo. They did give me, the dermatologist gave me a couple years ago a treatment for my scalp for when it gets really, really like itchy because it's so dry. So I had to wear this thing that I would put on my scalp, and then I would like put a cap on and wear it for like 4 hours or something. So, I guess I never expected that because I had eczema. I guess I never correlated that having the eczema means that I have allergies. Like I have allergen sensitivities and stuff. But now, at least I know whatever's in the air and the ambience, not the ambience, in the environment. Weeds, trees, and I live in an area where there's a lot of dust, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of pollen, there's a lot of like stuff flowing around, and so being sensitive to all those things, it's not fun. It's not horrible, but when I was getting the injections, literally, like they told me they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm just tired. And they're like, yep, that's what allergies do to you. Like you're getting literally, the concentrates, they start on the lowest dose that they can do it for the allergens to see how sensitive you are, right? If they progress from 8, they go from 8 to 1. If they start at 8 and you don't get a reaction, they go to 7, 6, 5, 4, and so on. So that means 8, if you get a reaction right away, that means you're very sensitive, like very sensitive to that. And if they have to go all the way to 1 or 2, you're still allergic and sensitive, but it would take a little more for you to start feeling the effects of an allergy. Like there's a lot of people that get very, like a lot of reactions and stuff. I wouldn't get anything that fast unless it was like a lot. So, I guess good things and bad things. Bad thing about not being so sensitive right away, it means that they just kept pricking me. They just kept poking me until they got to the last row. And some of them, they were like not sure that they were like complete. So they would have to like keep going to the next row and the next row until, one of them got like to a certain size, because they have like this thing that measures the sizes of the rash and everything. And depending on the size, and they can mark it as, the numbers like 1 through 4. So that's what they did. I think that one of the ones that it got me really quickly, which I feel like if they would have kept going, I probably would have shown that I'm more allergic to. But they stopped at like a 5, 4 maybe. I think they stopped like at a 3, and that was cats. So anything like that, the cats like, they just like, oh my god, I don't even know how to say it. Anything that they shed. So basically, I'm not allergic to the cats themselves, but I am allergic to their shedding. So when they shed, that stuff, if it touches my skin, if it goes near my eyes, it goes near my nose, all that is what makes me allergic. So basically, yeah, I shouldn't be around cats. And that one stopped. They stopped it really quickly. So it's only marked as a 2+, which is mild to moderate. But if they would have continued to the next row, maybe it would have showed that it was more severe. Because the first time when they did the cats and all that stuff, it was a different person. But yeah, so it was like really crazy. I was there for like 3 days. So 3 days were allergy testing, and that was like a Thursday, a Tuesday, and another Thursday. I was there for 2 hours each time, from beginning to end. That it took, like, they inject you, you have to wait 10 minutes, they see if you have a reaction. If you do, then they stop. If you don't, they continue. They inject you with the next one, 10 minutes, and so on and so on and so on. So basically I was there 2 hours each of those days, and then after the second one, I had to go back the next day for an arm check just to make sure it hadn't gotten any worse or if it got gotten smaller. And for mine, I think it got the same, or one of them got bigger. And then the next day after that, I had to keep it there, and then they got another test. So it was a whole thing, like, honestly. And as far as I remember, also the metal testing is gonna be, I think, 3 days like that, because they have to do it separately. But I mean, it's so interesting knowing all those things. Like, I didn't know that there could people be allergic to their own skin. And, you know, it's just like, oh, I'm allergic to this or I'm allergic to that. It is funny when people say I'm allergic to dogs or cats, but then they explain, like, well, it's not really that. It's more like the shedding. So, yes, you could be, but if you have, like, a dog or a cat that is more hypoallergenic, or they don't shed or something like that, or if you have already your immunotherapy, you know, it's more possible. I don't have cats or dogs. Might get a dog at one point in life, you know, but I don't know. So yeah, that's basically it. And, you know, I'll keep you updated on how it goes with the shots and everything with the immunotherapy. Once I see the doctor again, they're gonna let me know probably around how long they expect me to be on that. Or I don't know how it works. I forgot to ask, you know, how do they know when to stop? I just know the doctor told me that it was going to be a few years or whatever. But, so if I was planning on moving, I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't get the immunotherapy, because that's just, basically, if I move somewhere else and they have different allergies, it's not even worth it, you know. So, that was, I thought this was going to be like a short one, and it went way overboard, but now at least you guys know. And, you know, I did it because I got somebody in the family that got tested for allergies, and it was incredible to hear that people can be allergic to cockroaches. It's like, that's insane. So I got tested, I wanted to know, and since I have, you know, already like skin condition stuff, it was just a thing to do. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and, you know, if anybody has gotten tested or is thinking about it, definitely worth it if you have, you know, sensitivities on things like that, especially, you know, if suddenly you have allergies that you didn't even know you had. There's people that are like, oh, I don't have allergies. I thought I didn't have allergies, and look at me now. Look at me now, allergic to myself. Well, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. So, I love you. Stay, follow, subscribe. Bye.